have you ever thought about being like in the movies?
You know what? I've always thought about what it was like to hang out with Mario Lopez.
You know,
AC Slater, dude. Like that
AC,
dude
like
is
growing up, yeah, AC Slater was the man, right? So
he's
imagine
the
a
man.
Valley kid. Imagine a
Yeah.
Valley kid having watching that Saturday morning TV show, thinking the same thing, and then achieving that
What he
very,
was
that very dream.
what he was dreaming about, man. He wanted to be on that show. He wanted to know Mario Lopez. He wanted to live that life. You know what, man? This dude right here, he crushed every wall, every obstacle surrounding him, and he just rammed right through it, man,
Yep.
with the excitement, with his energy, with his motivation, man. These people are in for a treat.
Yep. Is a perfect example of manifestation, and it's coming up right now.
1, 2, 1, 2. All right, let's roll.
Welcome. You're listening to the Saddle Up Podcast,
Where we discuss everything related to UTRGV athletics, past or present. We'll catch up with old teammates, friends, and take you down memory lane.
with exclusive interviews.
This is the Saddle Up Podcast, the voice of your covered walkway streets.
So dope. This is gonna be awesome.
Stay tuned for new episodes every week.
From Bronx Village to the Fieldhouse, we'll cover it all.
Hell yeah, dude. Carpe diem.
So saddle up and let's go.
Let's go. Saddle up, partner.
What's up, guys? Another great episode of Saddle Up Podcast. Hitting your eardrums right now. I got my main man, G Garza. G Garza, what's up, my man? How are you doing?
Man, thank you for allowing me to be your main man, Matthew Popwist. I thank you for taking me on this journey that has like led me to, I mean, so many people, man, people from our history, people that we've known in the past, man, that are now doing some great things in the community, great things in their business, great things in their companies, great things with themselves. And
Yep.
Speaking of somebody that's taken their life and themselves to another level, Matt, please introduce our guest.
Gavin Navarro, welcome to the show, my man. How are you doing? It's so good. We've been trying to get you on, but you're in between private jets and private islands and cans and shit like that. Like, we've been trying to get you on for seasons. So I guess this is kind of, your downtime right now, but thank you for joining the show, Gav.
No, thank you guys. Congrats on the podcast. I've been seeing some of the episodes, and it's really cool to see everyone's journey that we went to school with. Some I knew better than others, but it's really awesome to see everyone and what you guys have done. And I don't know how this idea came about, but it's such a great idea, and it's cool to kind of catch up with everybody on and listen to these episodes. But yeah, I'm here in LA, and it's a beautiful 73 degrees. It's
Yeah.
No, man, you stop, Gad. You and Matt with the California weather. I'm tired of it, man. It's
Hey, G.
75 and 80 right now.
we got 610, we got 310, we got 956, baby.
Dang, bro.
You add it up,
Okay.
it gets to a 10 somehow. We got it.
All right. I accept
Exactly.
it. I accept that.
So speaking of living in LA, I mean, we'll get to that in a second, but kind of tell everybody briefly where you grew up and how you kind of went from, where you grew up. We met you in college, obviously, and then now you're in LA. So we'll get to the LA part in a little bit, but kind of tell everybody where you grew up and how you grew up.
Grew up in Edinburg, Texas. I went to, I was, Pan Am was our school. I'll call it Pan Am because that's what it was when I went there. Grew up on the west side of Edinburg on 107 and Ware. There was even back when I was even in high school, our road was still dirt back then.
Wow.
Believe it or not, we always had to like wash the car every 2-3 days because it was just. And then we didn't get cable till like I think I was in like 9th or 10th grade. That we finally got cable TV, which is my inspiration for moving to Hollywood. But went to Edinburg North, played football, didn't really play bench warming football, but I loved it. Didn't make the basketball team, which I'm jealous. Got kicked off my sophomore year because I wasn't good enough. I wish I'd stuck with that though, because basketball was always my sport. I loved it. And then I, went to school at Pan Am, and I, met you guys, and And then, like I said, I got cable TV, and I started watching E News all the time. That was my channel, because I was like, it was all about Hollywood. And then, until that day, I've never read a book. I never read a book until probably like my sophomore year in college. And I read
English teachers are going to hate you when they see this.
I just never did. I wasn't that guy. I had ADD. I didn't know I had ADD then. And I just, wasn't a reader. I was more of a just watching TV and consuming content. Anyway, so I read this book on an agent that started CAA. His name was Michael Ovitz, and it was his biography, and I couldn't put it down. It was the only book that I had read from front to back, and literally that was my inspiration. I said, I'm going to LA. That life sounds cool. Like, I was working in radio, and I saw everyone's lives I was like, you know what? I don't know. I want to give it a shot. And it's something that excited me. Like, I was like, oh, this is, it was like, it was a drug. And I said, let's do it. Let's give it a fucking shot and let's go. And then that's how you guys know my boy, Shane Peterson. Good old Shane.
Hey, shout out to Shane and Cinnaholic, man.
Cinnaholics. Get your Settle Up podcast roll in the month of April right now for $5.
Shane's inspiration. I have stores called Crumble Cookies.
There we go. We're always looking for more sponsors and gift cards.
Callan, Westlaco, Brownsville, and Mission.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What's unbelievable is I just had a meeting with my customers. Guess what I took as the absolutely.
You can't go wrong with those pink boxes. You can't go wrong.
No, you can't.
And they're really good. And in Cinnaholics too, I've already gone a few times. Every time I go down there, I go, and my family goes all the time.
Yeah.
It's delicious. There was one here, and then Shane's wife was like, hey, go check it out. And I drove and checked it out, and I told them, I really liked it. And, So awesome, Shane, so back to my story, I guess. I had no money, right? I was, we were all poor as a joke. And I knew that if I didn't make this move, I said, I'm never going to do it. I'm probably going to get like a long-term girlfriend. I'll probably get married. I'm probably going to have 3-4 kids, and I'm going to that's it. I said, I'm single right now. I said, I have so much freaking energy. I said, I asked Shane, I said, dude, I got to get out of here. I said, I need to borrow $300, bro. And he was like, let's go for it. And I was like, damn. And getting money out of Shane is hard. And he was like, yes. I was like, oh shit. He was our only friend that had money because he was so responsible. He was good with money. I was like, who do I know that has the cash? And he lent it to me. He was really cool. That was very nice of him. And the rest is history, man. I turned that into a life, and lots of ups and downs. And it's really weird to say, but like, I make my living off of Hollywood,
Yeah. Now, Jim, when you were in the Valley, right, did you ever feel like you were meant for more, like living there? I know you got cable like at a late stage or whatever, but prior to that, did you ever feel like that fire inside you, like, I'm meant for so much more than just the Valley, and
I did and I didn't. The reason I really did is because along the way, I remember I went to Delavina Elementary, North Junior High. There was, the majority of teachers hated me, right? Like because I was just this outspoken ADD kid, class clown, always in trouble. Probably didn't get enough attention at home, obviously. So I loved being at school with friends and acting up, but there was social. Yeah. But there was always a couple teachers, and I do remember them vividly, actually, that always believed in me. They were like, you got something. Like, we know kids like you. We know people like you. And it was always that guy. I was always number one when we would go sell the chocolates. I was number one. We'd go sell. Remember, you had to fill out the thing and then bring the stuff 2 months later, and whatever we're selling, popcorns and all this crap. I was always number one. So I was like, I knew there was a little bit of a little special. Not physically. I sucked at sports, so I wasn't special there. That was you guys. Yeah. But on the business side, I always knew there was a little bit more.
You could put something together.
Big daydreamer, I guess, and and it was daydreaming at the time, right? Like I told you guys, like one daydream I had was, I was a big fan of Saved by the Bell growing up. And I would always be like, oh man, I'm going to be on that show one day. That's going to be fun. And that's going to be, my life and whatever. And these were all, people would laugh at me. And then the reboot came and Mario put me on the show. So talk about a full circle moment. And being just so proud to like see that happen. And I mean, obviously that took years. But yeah, that's what I knew. I knew there was something out there. But here's what I did know, and this is what I will tell everybody. What I did know is that I love the Rio Grande Valley so much. I love my family. I mean, that's a place I could go back any day and love it. I've gone back for some spurts, but I always knew, okay, if you get out to Hollywood, it doesn't work. Always go back.
Yeah, you can always go back.
And honestly, that was really subconsciously my plan. My plan was I wasn't going to make it, or maybe I was going to get tired of it. And I can go back and be happy. I can be with my friends and watch the sport. Watch my nieces and nephews grow up and hang out with my brothers and sisters. I mean, the barbecues are amazing. My mom is an amazing cook, and like hanging out at her house. So I knew I was good. So I said, let's go give it a try and knock on wood. I mean, I'm still here and having a blast, just doing lots of fun stuff. Yeah.
Well, so speaking of Hollywood, right? So you're there now and you said you make your living off of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's talk about this movie that you helped kind of put together. You're executive producer, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you kind of were instrumental from the beginning, and it's a story about a team from the Valley. Is that correct?
From Del Rio, Texas. Yes. So
Del Rio,
yeah, it's a book called Mustang Miracle. This happened in the 1950s. So this was 6 years ago, I want to say. I was having lunch with my friend Javier Chapa, who's from Edinburg North, actually. He's a successful producer in town now.
Mm-hmm.
He brought this up to me. He's like, dude, I have this book. You'll never believe this story. And it's a feel-good, inspirational story where these Mexican Americans from Del Rio, Texas, they were allowed to work as caddies on the golf course, but they weren't allowed to play on the golf course. It was just major racism back in the 50s towards Mexican Americans. And these were legal Mexican Americans. So anyway, what happened, they went out. I mean, G will tell you, I mean, us Latinos, we're hustlers, man, we'll go do whatever it takes. So like they went out into the fields and built a golf course for themselves. And they took all the old stuff that people would throw away at the golf club and used all those, golf clubs and balls, and they like jump in the water and get balls and stuff. Anyway, and the superintendent kind of caught wind of this story, that what they were doing, and started a team at the school. So they started the first high school team at the San Felipe High School in Del Rio, Texas. And at the end of it, they ended up winning the state tournament first year.
Wow.
Super feel good. The family didn't even know, their families didn't even know what golf was. Like, I remember I wanted to play football in the late 80s, and my dad was like, no, you're coming home to mow the lawn, but imagine in the 50s, golf? What?
Golf? Like, what is that? Yeah.
They ended up going to Austin and winning there. They played in McAllen. They played all over the state, and they faced every uphill battle you can imagine, all the racism. But I hope you watch the movie. I know you're going to watch it, Matt. G, take your family. Like, it is such a damn movie.
Yeah, we're going to watch it. We'll pump it out.
Shout out to
The Long Game.
The Long Game.
The Long Game. It's with Jay Hernandez and Dennis Quaid and Cheech Marine, working with these guys. These are like, I grew up watching Dennis Quaid and Cheech Marine, and to be involved in a movie. I came in at the end of I helped with some of the financing on the movie. And we got it made, and man, the movie is so freaking good. You guys,
was it filmed down in the Valley for like?
No. For tax purposes, it was filmed in Bogota, Colombia, because you get all the tax credits. When you go over there, they actually give you more money just because they want the production and the publicity. And it also creates local jobs. So we create tons of local jobs, and then we shot a portion of it outside of Austin.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's really expensive to shoot inside the United States. And this is a low budget movie. We made it for $6 million. And it's doing very well. I mean, just the love we're getting on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. It's just it's nice to be a part of a damn good movie,
Yeah.
And when Javier brought up this story to me 6 years ago, just shows you how long it takes to make something happen. right?
Yeah,
It's
it's a
we
good
went to
movie.
studio after studio. No, everyone says no. And then finally you get a yes. And then, okay, let's go. And then, you put and it takes a lot of people, right? There's a lot of people involved to make this thing happen. And thank God I was a small part of making it happen. And there's a movie out now, and it's so exciting, man. It's exciting to work with these people. And we're at the premiere last Wednesday. And I'm just like walking around and I pinch myself. I'm like, man, I'm working with these people that I used to watch on TV. Like, I mean, Cheech Marin is born in East LA back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, exactly. I watched Cheech and Chong growing up. Yeah,
a freaking legend. And to be able to just, we got invited to the White House. The movie showed at the White House last Tuesday. Like, huge.
Hold on. Gavin was at the White House?
Well, I was invited. I didn't make it. No, I didn't make it. I've been to the White House.
I was like, that's a step right there from being in detention at Edinburg North to being invited to the White House, man. That's fucking amazing.
That's a movie in itself.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, yeah, it's definitely. I probably have the record of detention at Edinburg, for sure. North Junior High, 100%. I kind of grew up a little bit in high school, but anyway, but yeah, it's awesome, man. It's awesome to when I left the Valley, guys, like I said, I left with no money. I got here, I was immediately broke a few days later, and to be able to be a part to say like, hey man, I made a movie. I've done, Matt, kind of like all the stuff I've been involved with. I was an agent, I was a manager, I was a publicist, all pretty successful. And then now, my business partner is Mario Lopez, literally that's my business partner. I told I make money with every single day. We have these amazing offices at Universal. We get together every day and just spit ideas and work. And it's really, really cool. That guy, it's hard to get one fucking job at this town. That guy has 7. You're like, holy shit. It's a big joke amongst all the comedians, Fluffy and Griselda and everybody, is like, Mario, leave some jobs for us. Like, Jesus.
Leave some jobs for the other Mexicans.
Dude. So I'm blessed that guy liked me and lets me work with him every day. So we have Access Hollywood, we have Access Daily, we have a boxing podcast called the 3 Knockdown Rule. We have On with Mario, which is a national show at night.
We're open to being on that show anytime you want to bring us on as guests.
I think the podcast would be pretty cool, actually.
Just let us know. Yeah.
No, we should try to get Mario on the show.
Yeah, we would love that. We would love that.
It'd be nice to have Mario on the show because he does love the Valley and he comes back as much as he can. He's always there. He's always hosting the Christmas parade. If I have something going on, like he came to do something for us for the Boys and Girls Club, and that guy, talk about being busy. That guy is, oh my God,
some
of our meetings are walking from when he walks from one set to the other. I have to get in my little 5 minutes, and that's all I got. That's busy. That's what it pisses me off. Some people tell me I'm so busy. You're not
busy.
I've hung out with Donald Trump. That guy's busy. I DiCaprio's busy. If they're texting me back you're gonna be okay. You know what I mean? We're never busy. It's what we want to do. If you make time for people, you want to be with those people, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But the whole I'm busy excuse. Because working with Mario has showed me what you can do in one fucking day. It's unbelievable. And I've been working with him now for 17 years, daily for 8 years, and it's unbelievable what this guy does in one day. Eyes open to eyes closed is all scheduled out. And I can never do that, so that's why I don't do it like he does it. I just pop in and out, and we'll work together on projects, but I can never do that kind of I have my own routine, and his routine is just bananas. And some people
Speaking of projects, though, what do you got going? You got a successful movie. I think it's top 5 in the box office right now. So kudos. Mm-hmm. But what do you got going on? What's in the pipeline now for Gav?
So on the movie as well, Netflix also gave us a big check to run it in 3 months.
Nice. Congratulations.
That's when everyone can watch it at home, and then it'll be on video on demand in a few weeks until Netflix gets their contract kicks in. Cool. And then everyone I think it's going to do very well on Netflix, and everyone gets to watch it. And I hope that every student, especially a student in sports and of the Latino, of the brown color, gets to watch this film because it's going to inspire them to do better. This film will help your life. You know, I'm a part of the movie, and it helped my life. You know,
So speaking of inspiring, man, and inspirations, Gav, what you've done, where you were, man, and Matt talked about, that you always felt like you were destined for something else, and there's people, man, all over the valley. There are kids right now, dude, that are going to be destined for greatness, and it's just, they just need to take that risk. They need to, kind of crush those walls that they build, in front of them, around them. Talk a little bit about, man, like, if that you're talking to that kid, that kid that's in trouble, that's in detention. I mean, about taking risks, man. What did you tell yourself? What are you telling these people that anything can happen, man? Your dreams can come true.
Well, I mean, what I will say, it's a long journey. There might be a little jail time in between, but
hey, you know what? There's a lot of thinking.
Well, there's going to be failure, right? The thing is, like, everyone wants to do everyone wanted to be Matt, right? I wanted to be Matt, but I'm not fucking 6'7" and I can't hoop. I wanted to be
6'10".
You guys know one of my fucking all-time heroes, Matt knows and G knows, is Lalo Rios is my guy.
Yeah.
He was I always joke with everybody that he was the first celebrity I met. I was like, Lalo was the first celebrity because he was a baller.
He's a Valley celebrity, bro.
He's a Valley celebrity. He's a legend, and he's such a great guy. He was always nice to me. He was always he's a friend of mine now, but even when I didn't know him, he was always he was sweet. But listen, we all want to be those people, but sometimes you can't, right? Like, I wanted to be like, fuck, I would have loved to play for UTPA. I would have loved to be this, whatever. Yeah. I just physically wasn't going to work. You figure out what you are good at. And I realized what I was good at was making shit happen. Like, I think the resilient part is why I could make it. Because I've seen so many people come and go from this town. Like, it's a revolving door, right? People come and they hear no, and they run away. They run so fucking fast, and I feel so bad because they actually have talent. A lot of them are smarter than myself, and I'm just saying. And I try to preach. I'm like, because I mentor so many people right now, because I have mentors myself, and what I tell them is just keep going, just keep trying, enjoy the journey, like. Even though you're maybe not making it, you're still living in fucking Southern California, and you're still hanging out, and you can still go for a nice walk and enjoy your life. But one of the things that really hurt me early on in my career was I wanted it so fast. Right. I was so desperate. The reason I was so desperate to make it because I came from the place that I wasn't going to make it. None of my friends supported me. They were like, "You're not going to make it." Shane supported me. But most of my friends were just like, dude, it's not for you, just come back home. I think they were afraid that I would make it. Or maybe they really believed that I could make it.
I'm glad you brought that up. So those naysayers, because we kind of talked about this off camera. Yeah. Like those naysayers, do you listen to them? Do you not? Like what?
Well, I think at the beginning of my career, I did, because I didn't know. I was a child. I didn't know any better. I was 21 years old. I didn't know anything. So I think I'd say 50-50. I knew that I come from North Edinburg. We're a little tougher out there. Where like my mom would open the door and say, "Come back when it's dark." So we would survive. So that really helped me here. Was the survival instincts really helped me when I would go 2 or 3 days without eating. I was like, well, food's coming somewhere. Like it's gonna be fine.
This is that's the Valley mentality, baby. That's
what it is. That's why I missed the Valley. That's why I missed the Valley, because the Valley helps everybody. That's why you don't really see homeless people in the Valley, because everyone just helps everybody. Like I remember cousins that would stay for us on our couch for like 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, right, but it was normal. And then when you get to Hollywood, it's like, no. No one wants to help you. Yeah. It's like, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? And anyway, so the reason that it hurt me was with the naysayers was because I was so desperate to make it. I was like, I need to like get that job right away. And as soon as I got a raise at my job, I go and buy a Mercedes I couldn't afford. I look at me like, and what it did was it hurt me in my companies that I was at. They were like, dude, you're a fucking child. You're a rainmaker, but slow down, bro. Like, you're 22, I'm 42. You don't need to be me tomorrow. And I was like, I want to be that guy. I want the fucking, the nice house and this.
You want to be the prodigy. Yeah.
Yes. And I would say that was my number one. That's what, all the people that I mentor now, that's the number one advice is I say, enjoy the journey, go slow. I really wish I could go back and enjoy my 20s, to be honest. Because all I did was work. I was the first one there. I was the last one out. I'd come home on weekends. I'd pretty much stay home. I had enough money to maybe hit the movies because I'm a huge movie buff. But that was it. It's not like I was dating or, dude, you know how expensive this town is? Like, parking's $25.
Yeah.
25 bucks when I moved here was 4 meals.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up about the meals because you and I usually do like an annual lunch. Like I'll go up to LA. We'll spend
Beverly Hills, baby.
Lunch. We're gonna do it in 3 months when you get that Netflix check, and you're paying this time.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll pay every time. It's on Mario Lopez.
Yeah. Can I attend? Can I attend this lunch? Or is
You're always welcome. You're always welcome.
Come on, man.
You're
always welcome.
Come on.
We gotta record it, man.
So I finally corrected that where I was like, okay, I think you need to just enjoy the journey. I had a little bit of success, so things got a little bit better. And I finally slowed down and I said, you know what? Let me take it project by project. Let me not have to be the star of this show every day. And good. As soon as I finally corrected that, things really took off. I started, Mario trusted me more. He was like, look, I don't need some cool guy hanging out. He's like, what are you going to do for me? Like, are you going to do something? Because he's very strict in his crew. He has a small crew. And if you want to be in the clica, you got to do something. And I was
bring something to the table. Yeah.
Bring something. So I started booking him on little things here and there. And then it got bigger and bigger. And then I started raising money for some of his stuff. And then it just took off and it turned into a fucking full-time gig. Where we have we got a tequila company going on. We have some movie stuff coming up. We have a bunch of stuff. Every day it's something different because
every time I check into a hotel, it's movies with Mario.
That's the other job. We have that show. So I do a lot of the some of the advertisement sales on the show. So there's commercials within the show. It's must see movies with Mario. We're in 1 million fucking hotel rooms across the United States. That's crazy. We are our little empire is the Latino Ryan Seacrest.
That is awesome,
you guys remember Dick Clark, right? That's what we're doing, and it keeps you busy every day. It's fucking badass, to drive over to Universal and you got your little drive-on pass. You're you go to your job and you're like, fuck. And I remember us the other day we were fucking around, right? And we got in trouble. We were being too loud and they were shooting something in the next set. And I just turned to Mario. I go, can you believe they pay us for this shit? We're getting paid to fucking be here today. And this is one of my things that when I'm talking to when I'm mentoring, I tell people, I said, look, I want to show you where it started and where it could be. And I bring as many people as possible to set to visit and watch them shoot. These are some major shows that are being shot, and I'll take them to the process. We'll hang out, so they can see that there is a begin, middle, and end. Because I see so many people that come in and they're me. They want it tomorrow. Hey, can you land me that big job at CAA, Matt? How fucking hard is that? Sure. Let me just.
It's not easy.
Make that call. Trust me. I'm like, no. How about you fucking start interning somewhere, and then you rise the ranks like everyone else in this fucking town did.
I remember when I told you we were having lunch and I told you about the possibility of me, being affiliated with CAA, and you were so excited. You were
man.
Dude, that is amazing. The fact
that's
that's happening.
That's the Tom Brady of agencies. It doesn't get any higher. And the fact that you pulled that off is fucking unbelievable. You know what I mean? And that's why your journey has been inspirational to me as well, because I remember we sat at Whataburger 15, 17, 20 years ago.
Right there by that Echo Motel. It was there, that Whataburger.
Yeah, right in Edinburg on Closner. I think you were teaching at Edinburg High at the time.
Yep. It was Hartwell Middle School. Yeah, but yeah.
There's a great example. If anyone's listening out there, there's a great example. This was almost maybe 20 years ago. I don't know, 17. I don't know. And then now you're an agent working with with literally the best of the best, which is CAA, and you're growing that part of your business. You have your marketing business. I mean, shit, man. The proof is in the pudding right there.
Yeah, and he's a saddle up host with me as the co-host. Yeah,
and now look at you. Look at this.
The highest of the high. That's the peak of the peak, man.
That's it.
Yeah, did you ever wait, this is I want to go back to that because this is where it's full circle. Like now we're talking about the opposite. Before, when we were kids, we were talking about what we're going to do in 20 years. Yeah. Now we're talking about what we did 20 years ago, whatever. And that's really cool. I remember, look, guys, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was daydreaming because I knew this was coming up, and I was like, man, some of my best times were like me, Shane, and Marcos, Bert, a couple of guys. You guys used to play sometimes on Thursday nights, and we used to go stop at Circle K, pick up Sprites. We already had the vodka. We'd mix it in these 44-ounce, and we'd sit courtside. Remember, we would sit by the hoop, and we'd go watch you guys. And then we'd get so buzzed. It was so fun. Some of the best memories of my life. And we used to go to Collage after, or whatever, Hot Spots, or I forget what it was called.
Thursday night.
It was Thursday night, so it was the perfect night, right? We used to get off class at 3. We'd go hoop at the rec for hours. We'd go home, change, go to the game, and then go out. And back then we were young and good looking, and we always landed women, and it was fun. And
now look at your life.
Dude, me and Shane.
Now you work at an Equinox, go to the Laker game, sit courtside, then go to catch steak and hang out with beautiful women. I mean, your life hasn't changed very much, right, Gavin?
Hey, listen, but it wasn't always like that. But yes, that is a good life. There was days when I just sit in my fucking apartment wondering where my fucking next meal was coming from, depressed out of my fucking mind. Because this is the town of no, right? It's all no until finally, if you just play the numbers game, someone's going to say yes. You know what I mean?
I'm going to ask you. I
only go to Lakers games when Mike Mancias gives me tickets.
I'm going to ask you, can I get an extra spot in one of your movies coming up? Even if it's a tree or a Christmas movie filmed in July, something put me in it as an extra.
We're on camera now. I promise you will be in one project that I'm involved with. Yeah. Well, but you're going to stick out because you're so tall. You're going to stick out. Yeah. You're going to hand the Star Coffee or something like that.
Good. Whatever you want me to do, man. That would be great. That's your Saved by the Bell moment for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can be his mock agent. Whenever you do cast him, I'll just be the guy that gets him the coffee, runs around. Hey, Matt, what do you need, man? You'll
be the assistant.
You'll be Ari Gold?
Yeah.
Ari Gold.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's awesome.
Whatever. Yeah, Ari.
Entourage. That's funny. So Mario is I work with Mario, and his character from he's AC Slater, right? Fucking legend, and what he's done in he's one of my mentors, right? So what he's done in a 35-year fucking career. Think about that. Most people have a 3-year span in this town, 5, maybe 10 if you're lucky. This guy has worked consistently for 35 freaking years. And I'm lucky to be able to work with him and learn from him still every day. But another guy I work with is, speaking of Entourage, is Adrian Grenier. We're working on a documentary right now, and we're hopefully a TV show coming down the line. But that's another legend there. He's Vinny Chase.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad you brought him up because he now lives, from my understanding, he lives in Bastrop, Texas.
He's from your hometown now.
Yeah, so we need to, next time I go to Austin, I'm going to hit him up and be hey, can we come out to the ranch?
You came out west, and he went that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Matt. Come back, Matt.
Adrian's got a beautiful ranch out there. He's just had a baby, beautiful wife. He's very just enjoying the fruits of his labor from these hit TV shows, and he's working on so many projects. He's an investor. He raised a big fund. He's an investor in all these green energy products. He's got 20 things going on. He's another just inspiration. He's such a good guy. But yeah, he's out in Austin. So every time I go to Austin, I go visit him and we hang out. And he came to our premiere that was at South by Southwest for the movie. And like we lean on each other, I guess. Like if something, I'll come through for him. And then these guys are famous and they're celebrities, so I'll always need something from them. Like, hey, make this call for me or make this introduction. I needed to get to Mark Wahlberg, and Mario was gracious enough to introduce us, and we become kind of friendly. And there's no one that obviously Mario can't get to because he's that legend of a guy. I think I don't know, it was like 10 years ago, maybe. We were at a red carpet premiere, and this lady comes running up to him and gives him a big hug, and it's fucking Oprah. And I'm like, wow. I go, I'm not leaving this guy's side. This guy's up to something. Like freaking Oprah's like, oh, I sent you this gift basket. Did you get it? And I was like, okay, I'm in Hollywood now, Yeah, and then we hang out with The Rock, and Dana White's one of a buddy in the crew or whatever, and he invites us to the fights. We just got invited to Conor McGregor in June, I think. Conor McGregor's fighting again. So it's awesome to see that from where it all started to now, and there's a lot in between. And the in between part is, I'll say, from my book and maybe a podcast, but a lot of failure. Tons of fucking failure, like where. And then just pendejo mistakes. Like I said, I was so desperate to make it.
Yeah. You were just trying
to like go the back door when you should have just waited in line. And, sometimes it works. But for the most part, it's like not smart, and you turn off a lot of people. But I do remember that, there might have been years of nothing, of like, fuck. And like, going to a job, and like the boss turned out to be bullshit, and you fucking hate your life. And like, you don't even want to wake up in the morning to go do that fucking job and deal with the person. And I remember one guy did, this one sucked actually. One guy, I was still young, man. And he was like, give me 3 years and I'll promote you. Give me 3 years, Gavin. I'm going to fucking promote you. And he didn't. He fired me, actually. I helped him build this management company, and we signed a bunch of good clients. And I mean, I fucking hustled, dog. I had no money. I didn't even have a parking spot. I used to park like half a mile away, just because I thought I was like putting in the work, right?
Yeah.
And we built this company. The company's still open today. It's successful. And the clients realized, okay, this guy's doing all the work. He's really our manager. Like, this is the guy, and he just couldn't take it. And I went on a vacation to Hawaii, and I came back and my office was empty. I was like, whoa.
Wow.
That is a Hollywood story.
You got fired on your day off, man.
That's a Hollywood story where people, you always hear the stories, right? You watch the TV shows. These people are real. They exist.
Yeah.
This guy remember, 3 years of a life is a long fucking time.
It is.
This guy took me for 3 fucking years. And I'm talking about 3 years of no money. Because we were putting it back into the company. It was barely 2 meals a day if you're lucky. And then no going out, no, like I said, no dating. No, I mean, the dude, drinks here are $23. I didn't $23 to me was a movie and lunch,
Yeah.
So anyway, those stories do exist. I want to make sure that I put that out there, because it's not all fun and games.
It's not all.
There is there's the journey. Like even let's say a basketball player that's not playing much, the more he puts in, he's going to get his fucking shot. Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a good, Tom Brady is a great example of like 7th round pick or unpicked. I don't know. And what he's done, people like Mike Mancias, look at what that guy was, like a teacher in Brownsville, I think, or something. Yeah, exactly. Now he's like
trainer. He was a trainer at one of the high schools in Brownsville.
Exactly. And now he has a book coming out in May. And everything that he's done, I saw LeBron I was at Leonardo DiCaprio's birthday party, that kind of fun stuff. And I saw LeBron, and I went up to him and I said, hey, I know Mike. And LeBron gave me a big hug, and even they worked out the next day, and he's like, man, I met your boy Gavin. And he was like, oh, cool. Like, I was like, LeBron knows me. Anyway. Yeah. So anyway, it's all those fun stories that are like, that's like the real like entourage every day. And like,
we're gonna have to, you're gonna definitely have to come back, but we're running short on time, and I know G's got
whenever you want me.
Got a couple of questions for you to kind of end the show.
Man. Yeah, we got to give the people what they want. Yeah,
that's okay. Got to give the people what they want.
So we're gonna play a little game with you, a little speed round of questions. Okay. So just kind of, you don't think too much about it. We want you to answer it quickly, but it's got to come from your heart. I already know the answer to the last question after something that you said earlier today. So anyway, so we'll go ahead and do it real quick. All right, it's real fun. I would offer you wing bar. You know what? We can offer Mr. Gavin Navarro Wing Barn because you come down to the valley. They have 10, 11 locations, and they're one of our sponsors. They'll give us gift cards to give away.
Gift cards, yeah.
Well, you get them to my brothers and sisters too. They'll
absolutely. All right, we got this. Okay, ready? Peanut butter or jelly?
Peanut butter.
Got it. Indiana Jones or the Goonies?
The Goonies all day. Josh Brolin, I love that guy. I just saw him the other day. Josh Brolin.
Yeah. All right. Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Oh, come on. It's Whataburger all day, baby.
All day.
That shirt. Look at that shirt. It's Whataburger all day.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Guests or members only?
Guest or member? What do you mean?
Guest, the clothing brand.
Or guest, guest, yeah.
Or members only.
Guest.
Members only. Okay.
Yeah.
A-Team or Knight Rider?
Knight Rider.
Good one. Okay. Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Okay. Cosby Show or Married with Children?
Oh, that's a hard one, but it's got to be Married with Children. Yeah, that's a tough one, though.
That's a great one. What a classic. Hollywood or Rio Grande Valley?
Rio Grande Valley.
Retirement, baby.
Rio Grande Valley. I love the Valley.
All right, last one. Matt for a dunk or Lalo for a three?
Oh, Lalo all day.
Lalo. Shout out to Lalo. Shout out.
All right, well that's enough of Mr. Gavin Navarro. Thanks for coming. We're gonna shut it down early a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Gavin had to leave. Yeah, sorry.
No, you know, it's funny because me and a bunch of friends from Edinburg High have a text thread, and we keep in touch. And I'm always like on the text thread. I'm always like, you know, I just pulled off something big today. I go Lalo for three. I'll even say it in the office, and Mario and everyone's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Who's Lalo?"
He's a legend, baby.
Lalo's the first celebrity I met.
That's it.
Oh, so last story I'll tell you about Lalo. This is such a, and this is true, actually. Edinburg North, junior, senior year, every time we were going to play the Bobcats, I would tease the fuck out of our Shane, Marcos, this guy named Gabe Pedraza, Jude Guetta. I would say, hey, Lalo's coming to town. Lalo's coming. And Lalo would light them the fuck up. Like, I loved it. I knew it. I'd be like, I can tell you're scared. And then he came in. I'm like, you're his bitch. Anyway, I mean, these are my close friends, and I still tease them today. I was like, hey, did you guys ever go to therapy after what he did to you guys?
What's funny? You know what's funny is that we played Gabe Pedraza in like men's leagues after college.
Yeah, right? yeah.
And Lalo to this day still lit up Gabe. Like, Gabe was getting it from
he's
15 years old to like 44 years old. You know?
No, well, Gabe was our star player, but our team wasn't that great. But Gabe was still good. But great. But that's the difference between like, you know, elite. You know.
Yeah. Shout out to Gabe.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Gavin, thanks so much for coming on the show, man. You're welcome back anytime. We loved having you, and
this was fun.
We loved hearing your story, and best of luck to the long game and the movie. And
that's a great movie. I hope everyone watches it. It's so good.
We're definitely going to go out and check it out.
Many more to come, and it's great to hear from you guys and everyone back at that went to UTPA, UTRGV, whatever it is now.
Yeah.
If you're watching,
we got field passes for the first football game in 25, man. You're gonna show up with us. Let's go.
That's gonna be fun. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a ride though on the jet. We're gonna go back to Edinburgh, so let's do it. I got the field pass. You get the jet.
There's a height limit. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah. You can't, brother.
No, we gotta all get together. If you guys ever, you're here, Matt. Gee, if you ever come to town, let's hang out with Mike and let's all go to dinner or something. And
absolutely, dude, 100%.
Yeah, if you ever come and you come with your family or whatever, I can take care of you guys and we can go like hang out on set and stuff. So
Yeah,
That's
that'd be
awesome.
cool for the kids too, man. They're at that age. They would love it.
Yeah, and Universal's right next to us, so like you could have like a whole day.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Yeah,
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Till next week, guys. We'll see you soon.
All right, enjoy
You're
the
an
Whataburger.
inspiration, brother.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Like we weren't supposed to come up with something this clean. Like something happened.